Two, one. Vinyl Conversations group. What up? It's Wednesday. You guys are tuned in to, man, these editions here. You're tuned in to Wind Down Wednesdays. This is where we are putting the spotlight on new talent every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Vinyl Conversations group. So this is something that that we've been putting together for you guys so we can mix it up a little bit. We are your hosts. That's Tamarisha over there. I'm Latifa.
Hi y'all. This Wednesday, so I'm gonna be nice.
She gonna be nice. She gonna be nice. She's still gonna be funny though. Look, she got her glasses on. She gonna be all right.
I can't even see with these on. It's close. I'm old, so we're gonna go with it.
So today, starting off our first Wednesday, we have singer, songwriter, actor, and prior contestant on NBC The Voice, JChosen, joining us today. Please welcome him to the stream.
Hey. Thank you. Thank you both for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Thanks for coming out on this good old Wednesday.
Oh yeah. Gotta love hump day.
Gotta love hump day. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
It's hump day.
Don't get her started in here.
He already done started. It's too late. I let that one go. I let that one see. Let him get his introduction out first, and then I'll do my thing.
It's gonna be jokes tonight. So Jay, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us the background for everybody who doesn't know.
Well, the background, it all started growing up was in the church. I have a church background. My grandmother, my mother, my sister, all pastors. My uncles, aunties are ministers, and so in my family, full of singers, full of musicians, and I come from a music inclined family, and I was just one of the lucky ones to get bit by the talent of having that talent to be able to sing and stuff. So and I grew up in Albany, Georgia, and that's the hometown, and I went off to school. I went to Appalachian State University, got my bachelor's in criminal justice. And I started music-wise, I started singing, I want to say the age of 2, but professionally wise, I started roughly like after college, during that college days, and just kind of playing around with it, really going back and forth into the studio, and that's pretty much how I really started. And then when we go from there, I'll let you guys know farther on from college.
So what I hear is you went to church every day. So you was that one like Steve Harvey on Kings of Comedy. Bible study on Wednesday to Thursday. You was in church every day.
We was in church, man. I kid you not, at least 2 to 3 times out the week. And that's if we don't have revival. Revival, you go from you hit that Wednesday, then you go from Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's like that mini vacation Bible school. Like,
man,
they're like, oh, it's spring break. We got a vacation Bible study school.
Yeah,
you don't get to have no fun.
It was really that type of life. Yeah.
Listen, I know about that life.
Yeah, you couldn't do anything until you got grown. Even when you got grown, it became a definite. Seriously, then like, okay, you understand it, so you need to be here.
You need to be this.
Wow.
So what you're saying is you didn't sing for the panties in college. That's what you're saying.
Nah, like no, but the thing is though. But no, the thing is, I've sung, like starting off, I already knew like I wanted to do R&B because I felt like that was an attention getter. And I felt like with me being 6'5", dark skin, we don't have that. You know what I mean? We don't have that no more. You know what I mean? So
Right.
6'5" and dark skin.
Yeah.
Okay, see, stop.
What do you say you was that again?
Stop.
No, I'm kidding.
Stop.
Go ahead.
But we had the brown skin and light skin fellas. You know, we really had nobody. You got to think about it. Besides Bobby Brown,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, and maybe Brian McKnight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No. Like who was dark skinned? Like who was really like dark skinned and really trying to break those doors down and stuff. So, you know.
Well, okay, you had Montel, but he's kind of, in the middle there.
That's what I'm saying. That's
you had Casey and JoJo.
I'm talking about this.
You had Casey and JoJo. Don't do my guys and JoJo.
No, yeah. You had Casey and JoJo, but they weren't solo artists though.
You right. But so they were still dark skin.
But yeah, so they did their thing.
Anthony Hamilton.
But that's what you absolutely right. But he ain't 6'5" though.
He ain't 6'5".
Right, not 6'5". Shout out to Anthony Hamilton.
Oh, it's the height for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 6'5" and chocolate. I got it.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that's your new name. So when I say 6'5" and chocolate, that means you
6'5" and chocolate. Ain't nothing else.
6'5" and chocolate. I need you to answer. Yeah. All right.
You got to get up on the light to see me.
Do that again. Let me see it.
Don't get her started.
No. Okay. Yeah.
You get to see my true colors there.
Yeah, I see you got all of this going on. I see you 6'5" and chocolate.
Yeah.
So growing up, what was your like the artist you looked at? You know, what was your like influences besides like the church?
Oh man. It was definitely like the first artist that comes in my mind is Joe. It was Joe. And the thing, like, that's my favorite artist. Like, hands down, that's my favorite. And I feel like he didn't get the recognition. Oh, you said why?
No, I said wow because someone in the group.
Look, he sat back like 6'5" and chocolate about to come out, girl. Let me tell you something.
No. I was about to give an answer. But,
I was saying wow because Tanisha in the group, she said Joe before you even said it.
No, and the crazy part is like he's my favorite artist, and every time people hear like any of my music or anything I have done, like slow jams, like slow music, they like, man, you give me that Tank Joe type feel. I was like, who giving that now?
Right.
Besides them, who's giving that? You know what I mean?
At 6'5".
At 6'5", you know what I mean? And exactly, come on now. So y'all with me?
Yeah, so
so I don't know. Like when it comes down to that, I feel like it was Joe. Of course, it was the Marvin Gaye's. It Babyface. You know, the list goes on and on. You know, and even with Luther Vandross, it's certain. You know, it's the tone, but. Yeah. Joe stuck out to me because of he's a great talent that doesn't get the recognition that he deserved as a solo artist, and then when you hear his music, he's strictly R&B. Mm-hmm. He stuck by it since the first day he came out, and so and then you know we all know R&B is we don't know what R&B is no more.
Right.
Feel like we getting away from now. We got rappers that's singing, and we got singers that are rapping, and it's like, and it's confusing the young ones that's coming up too. Like, not saying it's bad, not because I like some of the songs, of course, but it's how new it is people really got away from the true feeling of the art of R&B.
You got away from love, man. You
Yeah,
got away
and
from
now it's
love.
just
Like
like
you just got away from love. Like
you
you
got
really
away
just
from it.
did.
Like we don't speak on it no more. We just
Nope.
get straight to the point. Like no, like
There's no
give a
romance. There's
give
no
a woman that
nothing.
romance to the
Like
point that she's like, yo, like I
So there's
want
no
to say,
foreplay.
yeah, and that's all it is. It's like, you know, give that ear that foreplay to make them want to become and stay a fan.
right, right. And like you said, it's not that it's bad that it's not relevant, but it's bad that it's not relevant. You know what I mean? Like when I
Mm-hmm.
was coming up, This Is Me back in the day, and 90s was to me the best era with all of those artists.
The best
Not to
era.
say don't get me wrong, because them oldies still
Right.
They
go
still,
hard. They still
yeah,
touch that spot. And I
yeah.
think that the 70s and the 80s music set me up for the 90s.
And
And I think
that's
I
how,
said this on a different show.
yeah.
Is I was in love with being in love because of the music.
Right.
So you can't really approach me and be like, oh, I only listen to hip hop. It's gonna be like, ugh, like that's not
So
okay.
so what are you gonna listen to when you want to have a romantic dinner or you want to have a romantic night? What you gonna listen to? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't
Because,
know what they
because,
listening to because you
because
get shot
yeah,
down. And Miss Bricks,
exactly. And then
you
on
play
top, but
basketball in college, right? You bricking all over
yeah,
here, bro. All over here. It's brick. It's brick. I'm
yeah,
blocking it.
I totally get it, and I tell people all the time. I said, you know, it's sad that on mainstream radio you hear the same 5 to 10 artists
Mm-hmm.
because that's how they got it. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, but I
And if
tell
you
people
try to
you
throw
gotta
that
stay.
R&B in there,
Yeah,
nobody they
and
changed the
that's the
channel.
crazy
That's
part.
not what
Yeah,
people listen to.
but it's like nowadays you get a real singer versus someone that's like a gimmick. I feel
Mm-hmm.
people take the gimmick from the real singer because they don't know how to take the real singer. They like that's too much for me.
Right.
You can
Yeah.
sing, and this is what you get. You can sing, but it's just too much.
Right.
I want something so elementary that my 2-year-old or my 3-year-old could sing it.
They want a jingle.
They want a jingle. There you go.
They
That
want a
sums
jingle
it up.
because that's the only thing a little kid is listening to. But
Yeah.
we had the same for me coming up. Like man, like I knew music like nothing. Like period. I'm trying to sing the whole song. You know what I mean?
From
I think
beginning to end.
Exactly. And
the
that's
whole thing. I might
the
sound a little
whole
weird
song.
as a kid,
The
but I'm getting it
whole
in. You
song.
feel me?
The
The
whole
whole
song.
song. Like yeah.
Yeah. You're absolutely right though.
And they songs went what 17 minutes, something like
The,
It
the
didn't matter.
whole
that.
concert.
You enjoyed the whole 17 minutes though.
Try that now though. I'd be like, woo, this is long.
It's like torture now. Like you can barely get through 2 minutes and a half. You're like, hey, this torture right here, man. You gotta
And if
turn this.
the only way you get past them 5 minutes is if you in the zone and then you forget. But then after a while, you're like, damn, I done cooked the whole meal and that song's still going.
Yeah. And you like, know what, next? Because I want to get through at least 5 to 10 songs.
Man.
Yeah.
That's our brain right there. I'm like, song can't be no more than 5 or 6 minutes. After that, I'm
Right.
like, okay, why is this so long? I don't
Right.
care if it's a remix. Drop it. Like, it's
Yeah.
over.
Okay, so you mentioned the whole, 6'5" college. So in college you
Mhm.
played basketball before you actually started on the music path, or
Oh
how
yeah.
did that go?
Actually, basketball started in grade school, and it just led to, to college. And I was like, well, hey, I'm getting a free ride, so why not? So I did that. But in college is when I started really going back and forth with music. Because I had a whole plan. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go professional. I'm gonna play professional ball, and I'm gonna just break off, and I'm gonna use the money that I'm getting from professional ball, and I'm gonna break off, and I'm gonna just use that to pursue my music career because people are not gonna believe that I can sing. People not gonna be able to believe that I'm gonna do all this stuff. They're gonna be like, oh man, they're just another athlete trying to sing. But I was gonna be the one that was gonna shock the world. Like, you know what? He left basketball to pursue music, and he really is pretty good, But
So
one thing.
6'5" chocolate.
Yeah.
Playing basketball and singing.
Yeah, see, I was gonna mess him up.
Put your left hand up like this.
Okay.
I
was gonna mess him up, man.
Just checking.
I was gonna mess him up, man. I had a whole plan. I was gonna mess him up, but I ended up having 5 knee surgeries. So I injured myself, and that was like throughout the basketball career. So once that happened, I had to come to a conclusion like do you want to continue to hurt yourself? Continue, because this next time could be final and very, and that's it. And I had to really look at it. My coach was telling me, he said, listen, man, he told me just like that. He said, he said, you ever want kids? I said, yeah, someday, He was like, okay. He said, do you want to be in a wheelchair by 30 or do you want to be playing with your kids? And when he broke it down like that, wow. it was a no-brainer. I was like, for a split second, I was like, wow, like nobody has ever gave me that type of,
clarity
and clarity. Yeah, and I was like, wow. And it hit home, and I was like, man, I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I said,
Yeah.
I want to be in a wheelchair. Period. 6'5". That takes you down
right.
to 33.
I want to walk around. You know what I mean?
He like 33 and chocolate. Cute.
Right. Cute. 37 and chocolate. So yeah, so I want to walk around. So after school, after I graduated, I moved to Charlotte, and I started professionally in Charlotte when I met the producer by the name of Mike Inc. Davis, and we just started doing music. And when he heard me, he was like, man, he said, you got something, man. He said, I think you should really pursue it. I'm sitting there like, man, I'm a ball player, man. And I did my first open mic in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the thing that got me was I blew them away. Like seriously, they was like, man, like to the point they wanted me to sing another song. And I said, no, I'm just gonna give one because I want that same energy when I come back. And that was like the introduction for JChosen, and I love that energy. I love seeing the faces of everybody smiling and having a good time and just like, wow, nobody not knowing me at all, but appreciating what I'm doing. And so, and that's when I fell in love with it. And I was like, man, this is a beautiful feeling. I could bring people together. You know what I mean? So it was bigger than it started unfolding. I'm like, man, this could be way bigger than music. I said I could bring people together. I could have people sitting together, having a good time together, and it's no drama. It's just pure enjoyment.
It's feel good.
Yeah. And it made me feel good. So after that, I was like, man, I want to go anywhere, everywhere where nobody know me and break a door down and be like, man, whoever that guy is, yeah. He got it. So
wow.
6'5" and chocolate knocking down doors.
There you go. Bam bam.
Hey, that sounds like a song.
Hey, yeah, 6'5" and chocolate knocking down. Yeah, I like that.
I mean, since you got that Tank Joe vibe, go ahead and throw that out there.
Yeah, we're gonna make it do what it do.
So talk a little bit about being on NBC The Voice. How did you get that? How did that come about?
Oh man, all right. Coming from Charlotte, I moved to Atlanta.
ATL, second home.
Yeah, I moved to Atlanta, and I didn't want to move to Atlanta. God knows I didn't. Because the only reason why I didn't want to move to Atlanta because it was too close to home, and it was Georgia, and I was like, I want to move away from Georgia. I want to kind of, go somewhere else. But everybody knows to come through music, you got to go through either Atlanta, New York, LA. Right. Is one of the three. So I ended up moving to Atlanta, and I was with an independent label. And after I got off that contract with the independent label, I got an email about The Voice, and I was like, forget it. Why not? I just got off the label, so why not just try out? And honest to God, It was nonchalant. I went through the whole process really nonchalant because I was like, they ain't gonna pick me. You know what I mean? I was like, I said, I'm just gonna go and see. So I went from the open call, like from the first beginning, like it started in Atlanta. It was like 10,000 people for the first audition. Yeah, it went from 10,000, and then the second round of it went from 10,000 to like 200. And I was like, how did you? And that's how I tell people that want to try out. I say, listen, don't let it discourage you if you don't make it, because it's very cutthroat. I said, It really teaches you, like, hey, one day you could be on top, the next day you could be off. So I went through that process, and after the second audition, they flew me out for the executive producers audition. After I passed that audition, that's when we came back, and it was like 100 people out of over 100,000 people that auditioned all over the world. So it was like 100 people that was out there for the blind audition. Now, the thing about the blind audition was, just because you got a call back, that doesn't mean that you was going to see the stage. So they tell you, hey, don't say nothing about it. Everything is confidential. Don't say anything about that you've been on the show, because you don't know if you made it. The only way that you stamped and made it on the show is when you actually get a chair to turn. You see what I'm saying? So like, so all the behind the scenes stuff that people don't see, the Q&A, the makeup, and all that, the interviews, all that stuff that we have to do just in case you make it. It comes into play. So it's like, so you got 100 people that you got to put in makeup, wardrobe, interviews, and do all this stuff, but only 48 can make it.
Wow. That's a lot.
You see what I'm saying? So, and how they did the auditions, it went from, they had 6 days of the blind audition, and they went by, I think, 18 people or 19 people. It was one of them. So we was doing the math. I said, oh shoot. I said, so if I go within the first 3 days, I have a chance to get on a team. And so after those when you get to the 4th day, 5th day, you kind of like, man,
that ain't it, right?
Hey, you may not make it, brother. So when I got into the audition for the blind audition, that's when I started taking it serious. I was like, wow, like I really made it this far. So let me continue to go. And I got on stage, man, I was nervous. I was so nervous, but I remember telling myself, I said, why be nervous about something you're passionate about? And I've been thinking about that every day. Like, why be nervous about something that you're passionate about? And I said to myself right before I went on, I said, take a deep breath and just sing. That's what you're here for. They picked you for a reason. You here for, so, and when that happened, I ended up getting those 4 chairs, and I was like, me? All right, okay, cool. So that was a beautiful moment, to really capture and see and have the world to see as well too.
I mean, 2 million views on YouTube ain't no nothing. You know
what I mean?
We over here like, can we get 50? You know what I mean? 2 million.
That's how it is, man. They have it. They got a crazy machine behind them, man. And
of course they do.
When people love it, when people love a show, man, they gonna tune in, and that's just
it's a great show.
I mean, it's cool. It's pros and cons.
Look, that part.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's pros and cons.
I don't watch it no more, but I used to.
Oh yeah, and the crazy part is, before I went on, I really didn't. I heard about it, but I didn't watch it. People were just telling me about it. It was like, oh man, you need to go on The Voice. You need to do American Idol. I was like, man, I don't want to do all that. But the opportunity came.
Got on there and like, showed it out.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
That's
so the song that you picked, why did you pick the Marvin Gaye Sexual Healing song? Why did you pick that one?
Me and the producers, we talked about it, and they was like, we need to find something. Like, that's why I guess that's why they do so many auditions too, because they try to give you a song that really fits your voice, and then they feel that can help you, get a chair turn or be on the show. And so I did Sexual Healing, and the executive producers audition. And when they heard it, they was like, we need to talk to him about that song. And when we talked about it, I was like, I'm with it. I said, so let's do it. So now the crazy part is now how the intro, the intro came about, and I was like, man, I want to do an intro. And that's when that Ooh Baby came from, like that whole intro. And they was like, and when I was in rehearsal, they was like, that's it. They said, you nailed that. That's it. They said, because it's different. Because and ever since then, everybody was like, man, that intro is crazy. How you flip this whole song, you know.
So give us a little bit of that intro. A little bit.
6'5" and chocolate.
Oh man, this intro. Me. Okay. But now it's ooh baby, I'm hot just like an oven, and I need some loving. No. You know what I mean? And then they was like,
"No, we gonna break it in." Y'all. Now imagine with his hand not on his face, like, what would happen if he didn't have his hand on his face? Like we would like. I'm not saying that wasn't great. That was great. I'm just saying
it was.
Without that'd have been like phenomenal. So it was phenomenal on the show. But I'm just saying, the way you just like, I just
all
got
nonchalant.
This, like, whatever. And it really just came out. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting
everybody tell me that though. Like anybody hear me sing that haven't heard me sing or heard something, they was like, man, it's effortless.
Heard something. I just wasn't expecting for it to come out like this from this position. You know what I mean? Like, who sings that great with their hand on their face?
Oh man,
JChosen 6'5" and chocolate does.
Look, that part.
Oh, that's cool. But no, like I don't know, like when I'm like in my spare time, I practice different ways like of singing, because I tell people what my uncle told me is a long time ago. He said, if you can't do it live, don't do it in the studio. And that was the best advice, because you know when you're in the studio you could do something over and over until you get it, but it's like if you struggling on this note or a particular run you trying to do and you only got one time to do it live,
right,
and that's what people gonna remember you by. So
period, because we all know there's those studio people that don't sound real good in public.
So I try to stay true to me, and I try to sing different ways. I don't try to sing it laying down. I don't try to sing it with my head like laying down, because I want to sound a certain way, and then on top of that, I want it to look effortless. Like people like man, like
you damn sure achieved that right now, because that's definitely like.
So I'm like, like, and then it's so funny because that was a real moment that I wasn't even thinking about it. It was just like, listen, I wasn't gonna say anything, but as soon as y'all said something, I was like, oh yeah, I did just do that. Like,
I'm gonna say something because I ain't never seen you say things before.
Yeah.
I was like, did he just blow like that? What is it?
Like,
Element of surprise. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
So talk a little bit about your single "So Blown Away."
Oh man, So Blown Away. It came from a group. The team that was behind this, like my team that's behind it, was phenomenal, man. They wrote a phenomenal song, and we went in the studio and just kind of jazzed it up, and it's basically the definition that I always give of So Blown Away is love. Love come in different packages, different shapes, different sizes, different, I'm saying, racial groups, and I tell people, like, you don't know who you're gonna fall in love with. You just know that you like a certain thing, but you don't. And talking to people, when I say, man, well, you know what? Love is love to me, because you don't know who you're gonna fall in love with. You probably have a thought in your mind like, oh, I would love to meet this type of person. I would love to meet that type of person. But what if that comes into a different shape, a different color, or the same color? You just never know, because we have our own preference. But I just tell people, like, love don't have no color. Love don't have no size. Love don't have any of that. Love is just love. But if you go after what you would like to go after, but I just look at it like love is love. And that's pretty much where So Blown Away came from, because you could be so blown away about a lot of things. Something about that person has you blown away. The way they wear their hair, the way they smell, the way they carry themselves. Like, man, like, I love this person to the point that just you blow me away. So,
So is this personal? This song's personal?
No, it's not personal. No, it's not personal. Like, you would know personal, because personal would be more so, I don't know. With personal, I wouldn't display it as much, because I feel like personal that's just what it is. It's personal. Right. But the thing about music is you can put personal things into your lyrics and stuff like that to make it relatable to other people. And that's what I tell people. Like, now I have recorded songs that I don't came from a personal perspective. Like, oh man, like, I remember when I did that. I remember when this person felt like this, and I remember when I felt like this. And so I kind of piggyback off of certain personal, issues or just life things I've been through. So, and it intertwines sometimes, And I feel like that's the best music too, though, because when you hurt, you hurt. When you happy, you happy.
Facts.
For real.
So let's go back to Blown Away. So if I like 6'5" and chocolate, that might not be who I fall in love with.
I'm just saying, so, hey, the people, I tell people, you just gotta shoot the shot sometimes, They sometimes hit, sometimes you miss.
We talked about bricks earlier. Bricks and blocks.
I'm real. So listen, I tell people, like, listen, you just gotta shoot your shot. A lot of times you'll hit, and sometimes you may not, but that doesn't mean your package is not coming.
For the record, that's not me shooting my shot. This is me talking.
No, I'm just saying, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, wow, man.
You got the jokes too. You got the jokes too.
You gotta catch them and throw them back, man.
I mean, I'm with it. Like, we can go round for round. I can do this all night.
I can tell.
You famous, so I ain't got shit to do but go to my regular job in the morning.
Oh man, I can tell you crazy.
Okay, so look, let's get back on track.
Yeah,
I be getting sidetracked. I'm sorry, I apologize.
It's all good.
Are there any of your songs that you do feel like are the closest to personal you have ever gotten?
Honestly, yeah, I could say that, because even with Blown Away make you think about certain personal things, like the person that you like, man, like, this person had that, or this person had me, and it's, so it I feel like those love songs put you back into a time, either even present, or like you be like, man, the past, I remember when I was in that type of love. I remember when this happened, so. Well, yeah, of course.
That's definitely how music should be, because that's how music is now. Like,
that's
you know what I mean? Like I can be like listening to Mary J and be like, man, I remember I was going through some shit with Mary J. You know what I mean?
That's a prime example. Thank you. I'm glad you said that, because Mary J is the queen of that, because what she done been through, that it brings her fans and people that listen to her the first time, second time, third time. Like, I'm a fan now, because you talking some real stuff, Mary J. You talking some real stuff that I don't been through that, and either going through that now, and it makes people connect with you more. So when you do have those shows, people sitting there in amazement, like, man, like, that line you said in that song, that is me. Or that was me, so. And that's what I try to give too.
Those "you saved my life" songs, or "you saved this," or "it got me through this," or like, that's what music is. I'm sorry, but some of these newer songs, they ain't about to get you through
Yeah.
shit.
It's relatable.
And once you get anything that's relatable, people get hooked on it, regardless how big or small they put you in a category of being. It's like if you got a song, if you got a hot song is a hot song. And that's what I tell people. I said it doesn't matter how big you are. Like when you big, of course you get the more recognition because of you have that machine behind you and that fan base to help push that along to be heard more. But
exactly.
But I tell people all the time, once you tap into an audience and you got that fan base of people really, really, truly listening to you, you got them for life.
You're right. Yep. No question.
Yeah.
I don't deny that.
So right now you have some stuff that's out. The single, Have Yourself a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
It's crazy because we did that in like a couple of hours. I swear, like my producer, he sent me a track. He said, man, what you think about a Christmas song? And I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, let's do it. So he sent me the track. I said, man, this is sexy. I said, I like this. He was like, and I said, but what Christmas song is gonna go on this? He was like, what about Have Yourself a Merry? I said, what? I said, okay. So I started messing around with it, and when I sent it back to him, I said, man, I think this is gonna be one of them Christmas songs that people could pop, lock, and drop and throw it back to album. I said, but I liked it because it was different. It wasn't traditional. And I was like, we need more of us doing things like that to make a different Christmas holiday. And when I sent it back to him, he said, man, you stupid. And I was like, what happened? He's like, bro, like I didn't expect for you to turn it around and twist it up like you did. And honestly, I didn't think I didn't think we was gonna release it so fast how we did, because literally we cut it one day and probably like a week later released it. I was like, all right, well, let's go with it.
I mean, I'm not surprised by anybody that can belt out music like you. So I'm never gonna let that one down. Like that one. Yeah. Like I'm not surprised it went out in a week. I'm really not surprised. I'm like, oh yeah, so he went and did in 3 hours. Sounds about right.
Like I kid you not. When he sent me the track, I listened to it. I said, I got you, and sent it back to him. He was like, man, okay, that's crazy. We're gonna do this. We're gonna put this together, and we're gonna put it out. I said, all right, cool, let's put it out. I said, because I always wanted to put out a Christmas song or just a Christmas album or something like that. So I was like, so that's another goal that I accomplished too. And it's getting great feedback, so I'm glad people really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's an amazing song. It's that winter snuggle by the fireplace type
vibe. And then it don't have, like I say, that traditional song, it just sounds straight up and down. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
Have yourself that one tone beat. I'm kidding. Let me stop talking about people.
But and when I heard it, it had one of those beats that make you really just kind of bop to it and jam to it. So I was like, yeah, I like that feel to it. So yeah,
it's R&B.
That is.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So since I got one more question, because before we get out of here with the R&B thing, when we say R&B, tell me what your definition of R&B, like the actual letters.
Oh, to me that's rhythm and blues.
So I was looking at the Grammys. I wasn't looking at the Grammys. Sorry for whoever won. But I was looking at like the after, like who won, did it, whatever. And the R&B category, they defined that as rhythm and bars. And I was like, when did that change?
You see what I'm saying?
Like I meant to say that earlier when you talked about it, but we got, we got sidetracked. But I wanted to come back to that because I'm appalled by that. I'm like, I know that's not what that means.
Honestly, I don't know why anybody would try to say rhythm and bars, because what you just did was said you might as well just say rap and bars.
Yeah, like
What you just telling me is that you just made a whole category for Drake.
That's what you just did.
That's what you just did. Like, I'm sorry. Like, no, shout out to Drake because I like Drake. But what I'm saying is you just made a Drake category and nobody's paying
that's what you
attention
should
to the
just
way
name
they try to the way they try to flip it. Like, did y'all just try to change the name of R&B and nobody's paying attention? I read that like that can't be right. That can't be right. That cannot be right.
And it's sad because the generation now, they're allowing it.
They're okay with that. Like you said, just call it the Drake category.
Just call it the Drake category.
We don't know what to call this dude, but he got his own
universe
over there.
Yeah.
He over there. So
exactly. But if
you can compete with Drake, if that's your type, we're gonna call it the Drake category.
But it's crazy.
Don't change it to rhythm and bars.
Yeah, you can't change something that's been rhythm and blues since BB King.
Since before y'all was even born, since before whoever made up the Grammys. Stop playing with me.
And so for you guys to, that's a slap in the face to me. Like, that's like the people that really like do R&B. Like I'm a R&B singer. So for you to say
6 foot in chocolate, I was appalled.
Come on now.
I was appalled. If I'd have had pearls, I'd have clinched them. Like, oh my God.
I would have been in the audience like, that would have been a Kanye moment. I would have went up there and be like, wait a minute. I understand what y'all trying to do, but you're not about to disrespect real R&B. Like, that's why I feel like the industry ain't really, like, they ain't ready for a person like me, because I'm gonna give it to them real. Because I'm like, listen, like, you're not gonna disrespect where we came from, and and at the same time, we have had white people to tap into R&B.
Right.
That really fit in. But when you think about R&B, you think about us.
And so on some real shit. I'm sorry, I know you don't curse or whatever, but on some real shit, I'm appalled that no one else paid attention. Like, why didn't this get the attention that it needed? Like, they really just slid that shit right in. Like, I said, rhythm and guess what? Bars.
And guess what? The people gonna start saying? They're gonna start saying R&B, rhythm and bars, right?
Yep.
And I'm liable to go.
And I'm gonna be sitting there like rhythm and blues. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Oh, you heard it wrong. I don't know what that is.
I don't understand that.
And don't dare pick up your phone and try to tell me that's what it really means, because then we might be fighting. Because I might slap your phone out your hand, and then you're gonna have to go get a new screen. Because
it's like a disrespect, to the legends too. Like
it's disrespectful. Like, so in other words, you just disrespected James Brown
history,
Black
history,
Michael Jackson.
Yep.
You disrespected Black history.
Cook. You don't disrespect all these people, so it's like for you to say rhythm and bars, yeah.
I want to know where the Black people was at when they decided to make this category and
doing this right here,
and then doing
this right here. Oh man, that's cool, man. That's cool how y'all switch that rhythm and bars. I like that, man. Only reason why they like that because
for compliance.
Like I said, only reason why there's like that because you have rappers that could sing a melody. That's all you hear. That's what you hear Drake do. Like, kudos to his career, what he had done, but he'll start saying some stuff, then the song will break down, you hear, and that's your R&B. But then again, you got people like Johnny Gill, New Edition, Jagged Edge, 112.
Joe.
You got that's a slap in the face to these guys. So yeah.
But what we doing here is getting that out. So getting it out, letting it be known, because that's disrespectful, big time.
That's horrible.
I'm glad it was you that I got to bring my concerns to, because when I saw that,
I'm glad it was me too.
look, because later on he go and say something on his Instagram.
I'm gonna go on my Instagram as soon as we get off of this and Facebook and say R&B stands for rhythm and blues.
Not bars.
Like the hell y'all talking about?
Not bars.com.
Not bars.com.
Right. Like, what do you
Like,
mean? That's
man,
crazy.
the tragedy of it all.
Right.
Well,
So,
Crazy.
okay, so Jay, we appreciate you coming on and
Oh
spending your
man.
time with us. But we do,
Anytime.
we do want to know, even though outside is closed, a lot of stuff is happening on social
Right.
media. What's coming up for you? Like, what do you have planned?
Well, 2021, just say you'll hear more from JChosen. I'm working on things. So I got, of course we got couple films that's coming out that I was featured in. One film is called Mad as Hell. Another film is called Pressure. We still doing the final edits and cuts on that. And I may be in. I just had one of my songs in a movie called the Little Voice. And so I'm just everywhere. But I know 2021 is going to be even better because I'm hoping everything kind of, these numbers get a little better, things start opening up. But the studio work doesn't stop. I have a ton of music that I'm just ready for people to hear, and I think it's going to turn a lot of heads. So I can't wait.
Look, you
that's
think?
what's up.
Look like this, you think?
So,
that thing.
I just want to say that in 2021, when the world open back up, because once they do this vaccine, everybody gonna get their life back to what they were
The
doing.
crazy part is it's gonna go full fledged too. I already know, like when it's gonna go, they're gonna go hard at it, and it's gonna be crazy. So right now, yeah, we got some things in the work. JChosen got a lot of things in the work and making
All
right
right.
now.
I don't know who JChosen is. I know who 6 Chocolate is. 6'5" Chocolate. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know who
it's
JChosen.
attached. Look, it's attached to him.
Oh, that's his
It's
side. That's
attached.
his
Yeah,
nickname.
it's
His nickname
attached
is
to him.
JChosen. Oh, okay.
Look,
Yeah,
alter
But
ego
yeah,
album.
when
yeah.
when it does open next year and you start hitting that road, if you ever come to Phoenix, I'm gonna need that backstage pass
Oh, definitely.
access.
Oh, don't worry.
So Tamarisha, remember, she named me 6'5" in chocolate.
Oh
So when
yeah,
I tell the people when I tell security to go tell you, I'm be like, yo, listen, Vinyl Conversations, remember?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like straight like that.
Straight
Yeah,
like that. I'm be
yeah.
listen, when you
Don't
come to
worry.
Phoenix, I want my ticket.
Don't worry.
I don't even want a ticket. I want my backstage pass. I want that VIP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only right treatment. I got you.
The only right treatment. And
There you go.
if you in LA where La is,
Yeah.
she gonna need her backstage pass too. I mean, she don't be wanting as many passes as me, but I do.
Yeah. So hey, listen. My mother used to always tell me, like, hey, if you don't say nothing, you'll never know.
Yes.
So you gotta let me know.
I really appreciate you coming on the show. I had a
Thank you
good
guys.
time. I hope you had a good time.
Oh
You got
yeah,
some
this
laughs
was very
and good knowledge.
this was amazing to me. Thank
I
you
hope
guys.
it was better than what you expected
Way
to
better.
come into.
Way better. I was like, okay. Yes, no. JChosen. I was like, I didn't know how to. You know how some interviews be. They be like, oh, like the interviewer said, you know. So yeah, I'm so
Oh
glad.
no, we silly here.
I love it, man. Like,
We
thank you
try to
guys,
keep the
man.
energy 100 though. For
Oh
real.
man, thank you guys, especially on this good hump day.
On this
Look, that
good.
part.
On this good hump day. See, I'm gonna let that one. I'm gonna let that one go again.
Save that for after dark.
Guess what day it is?
Guess what day it is?
All right, Jay. So one of the things that we do on our Sunday show, when we exit out, we do ask, if the artist would like to take us out on something. You don't have to, but if you want to sing us on out of here on a little bit or something,
You don't have to because we ain't gonna pay you.
I know. I ain't paying nobody. Shoot.
We paid you in laughs and good times. We paid you of it.
Okay, well, I guess I can give y'all a line or two, maybe.
okay.
Some people search their whole life trying to find someone that makes your world spin. That special someone you seek could be right in front of you. There you go.
There we go. Thank
It really
you.
is. It's 6'5" in chocolate. Thank you for coming out,
Hey.
JChosen. Again, you were
We
awesome.
appreciate you.
Thank you. No, thank you guys so much.
If you see that email again in 2021, find some time in your busy schedule to come see us again.
I got y'all. Don't worry.
Tell your friends that sing that we looking for people to be on the show, and tell them we cool, and we won't have them on here dry. We gonna keep it 100.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you.
All right, Jay. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
All right, y'all too. All
right.
Bye.
All right. Stay safe.
All right.